Hello everyone, Mystic Princess here, and I'm back with you today to do a August prediction reading. So the reading I'm going to do today is going to be focusing on the month ahead, and it's a pick a card reading. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome very much. Thank you for stopping by. Similarly, if you're a return visitor, then thank you very much for coming back and giving us another look. If you like the video that you're about to see today, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button, because I'd really like to start doing some live readings soon, and I can't do that at the moment until I pick up a lot more traffic. So without further ado, I have 4 piles in front of me. I'd like you to take a moment to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. And when you're ready, we will return with each of the piles. So I'm going to give you a moment. If you'd like to pause the video, then you can choose which pile you like, and I will be back with you in a moment, starting with pile number 1. Thank you. Hello everyone. So this is for the people who chose pile number 1. The reading I'm going to be doing today is for the month of August. As always, I'm not a psychic, I'm not a fortune teller, I can't tell you your future. What I can do is tell you a story from some very pretty cards, in my opinion, and if it resonates with you and you can take something positive from that, then great. If it doesn't, we just discard it. So, pile number 1. Let's have a look at what the cards are telling me about August 2022. Okay. Okay, so already I see a lot of spirituality in the month of August for pile number 1. I see somebody who may be going through a period of personal growth, who may be looking at techniques to achieve that they've not considered before. Let me bring this up so all the cards are visible for you. I see a period of personal development. I see somebody who may be going down a path to develop themselves in order to achieve some goals, but they do need to be reminded, and they may be somebody that often needs to be reminded of their limitations. Limitations are a funny thing because, you know, it's easy to say to people, don't be limited, don't be driven by your limitations, but also in order to go beyond the boundaries and go beyond your personal limitations, you kind of have to know and appreciate what they are, and when you're able to push those. And there is a period of, like anything, when you're physically exercising, you sometimes need to limber up, warm up, stretch to be able to push yourself beyond that next goal. So this is somebody that is looking to develop in certain areas. They do need to be reminded of what their limitations are in order to break through them. There's somebody that this is a spiritual mental development. So there's somebody that's looking to expand their senses and to create and strengthen their conscious awareness. And that's something they're going to be working on a lot in this month. I would say if you're opening yourself up to this kind of journey and this kind of development, it's always good to guard your energy, because obviously, like anything, you're opening a door, you're opening a window, you're dropping your guard, you're dropping your mask. But at the same time, you know, there is self-preservation to be aware of. So you do still need to be aware that that obviously leaves you a little bit more open and a little bit more impressionable. You do have a desire to change. That is something that's going to come through very strongly this month. And you do need to apply some critical judgment. So at the moment, you're somebody who's opening up to your spiritual awareness. You're opening up your intuition. You're tuning into it a little bit more, perhaps. If you're already quite strong in this area, perhaps more finitely. If you're not, perhaps this is something you're getting used to tapping into that area. But with that, there's sometimes a temptation to rely on your feelings as opposed to your thoughts, whereas the two perfectly would work together in tandem. So there does need to be a reminder to remember to exercise logic and critical judgment. If your feelings are telling you something clearly, then do follow that. Don't try and overthink it and move past it and put yourself in a position where you're not as comfortable as you would have been otherwise. But other than that, if you're not getting that clear instinct, you're not getting that clear intuition, it's not a problem to go back onto logic and think a problem through, think a solution through. Look for logical solutions in that way. Just remember your critical thinking and your critical judgment. And as you're strengthening one area of your mind and of your spirit, if the other area is already quite strong, there may be a temptation to move away from that area and release it a little bit. But actually, you can take a lot of your strengths together and use them to move forward. So this is definitely going to be a month for self-awareness. This is definitely going to be a month of self-development, perhaps self-discovery, if this isn't something that you've already embarked on. But it's definitely going to be a month when you're going to be evolving that side of yourself and looking towards ways to improve your spirituality, to improve your mental judgment, to improve your intuition. It's definitely going to be a month of self-development for the people that pick this pile. Let's see if we've got any other messages. So, yeah, peace. So this is something that we're doing in a quest for tranquility. So I'm not sure if the people that picked this pile may have been people that have seen quite a lot of chaos in their life, and they're looking for a lot more balance and a lot more tranquility. This is something that they're perhaps reaching out for at the moment. Yeah, and I mean, like you would expect if you're going on this sort of journey, and it's possibly the reason why people are doing this, the end goal is to be in a stronger mental position, to be in a stronger position where you feel balanced, where you're getting strength from peace, where it's your power is released from that. And if you're somebody who was led down this path through a period that you found challenging, then you may very well feel like that phoenix rising from the ashes. But overall, I think this is going to be a very positive and progressive month for people who may have picked this pile that are embarking on this sort of journey. I think it's definitely going to be an experience, and I think it's something that's very positive. And something that's developing as we speak. So this might be something that people are already putting the wheels in motion to do, and this is why. So yes, for those who picked pile number 1, we're looking at a spiritual journey. We're looking at self-development, and like I said, I would remember your I would remember your critical judgments and your logic. I would remember to act with care and to guard your energies in the appropriate ways. And other than that, I would say, you're moving forward with an open mind. You're looking to expand your senses and create conscious awareness for yourself and create a sacred space within you where you exist. And you're doing that for the potential of growth, and you're doing that to release your inner power and overall feel peace within yourself. And that's highly commendable, really. And that's my monthly August prediction for pile number 1. So if you give me a moment to clean up a little bit, I will be back with pile number 2. Thank you. Hello, back again with pile number 2. So if you picked pile number 2 with the pink feather, this is a monthly August prediction read for you. As I say, I'm not a fortune teller, I'm not a psychic. I can't tell your future, but I can read you a story from some cards, and if it resonates positively, then that's brilliant. And if it doesn't, then we'll just discard it, okay? So, let's see what the month of August holds for pile number 2. Okay, so already I can see a situation where there may have been some upheaval in somebody's life. There may have been some upheaval in somebody's life, and somebody is now looking to ignite past passions that they may have had. So this may have been a passion project, a hobby, a vocation that you had interest in before that's kind of fallen by the wayside for some reason along the way. It's something that you had a lot of emotion for, you had a lot of heart for, and you're really looking to you'll feel like you're freeing yourself, that you're setting your heart free to ignite these passions again. And it's to see the beauty in life. So you'll sort of see the world with a fresh eyes, because you'll be looking at things and doing things that you love. And once you're feeling love and you're sending that out into the world, you then start to see it everywhere that you go. And you know, the way you will see that is in beauty and warmth. So that's something that you're going to be actively striving towards in the month of August. The timing is very critical with these sorts of activities. So it's something that you may feel like that you have to do now, or if you leave it, you'll forget about it and you'll slip back into the type of routine that you're in. Or perhaps there's an opportunity. That you might be in a position where you have a role that you might, and this isn't a prediction, this is something you might know about now. You might be in a position where your job is changing, and there may be an opportunity for you to do something else that is something that is more following your heart, if you like. It's your path, and you're taking ownership to light your own way in this month. So again, this is something very positive, and we only focus on the positive here, guys. I wouldn't even see the negative if it was there, to be honest with you, but it's not going to be, because we're only looking for nice things and spreading good vibes here. We're never looking at sort of any sort of negativity, but this is somebody that's looking to light their own path, that's looking to bang their own drum, that's looking to march their own way. They may have felt like that might not have been something they were interested in before, or it might have been, they may have unsatisfied desires in that area. But I get the feeling that there's somebody that was quite happy with the way things were, and now actually they quite fancy a change. So I don't think it's something they've been longing for, or it could have been. But they quite fancy a change. They're going to start looking at those things that they were interested in before, and passions or loves that they had in the past, and it's something that they're going to be moving back towards. There could even be, let me just pull an oracle card, sorry. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Could put a healing card as well. So, exactly. So that, I mean, I think there could be a love interest here. So there could be somebody, because we're talking about creating open communication and loyalty. So this could be something where they may have been holding a torch for somebody. They may have been, this might be a long-term love that you've had and you want to strengthen, or it might be a missed opportunity in the past, you know, the one that got away, but they're still very much around. So it's not like going and looking somebody up on Facebook or Friends United or something like that. This is somebody that's always been in sight, and there's been a lot of loyalty there between you, and perhaps it's something that you're now thinking, maybe I need to relook at this, maybe I need to look and reevaluate this, maybe there was something there under my nose all of the time, and I wasn't seeing it because I was preoccupied with my creature comforts, my home, the routine, regular type of existence that I was in, that I wasn't opening my mind and looking at these things. I perhaps wasn't hearing the messages that were coming to me. I wasn't hearing what somebody was actually communicating to me. I was kind of hearing something different and not quite getting that. So I think for those that picked pile number 2, if this resonates with you, then this is the story that I'm telling today for pile number 2, and it is looking at forging ahead on your own path. Be that taking the opportunity of that love interest that's always been there, or strengthening the bond that you already have. But we're definitely going to be looking at moving away from the norm, not significantly, but definitely this type of, whatever happened to that? I used to really love that. Sometimes you're watching a TV show or somebody brings something up and you forget that you loved it, and you suddenly realise that you stopped doing it and you hadn't even noticed. It's that sort of thing. So this is the reading for the August reading for pile number 2. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I can start doing some live readings soon. And I'm going to be back in a moment with pile number 3. Thank you very much. Hello everyone. So we're back with read pile number 3. So if you chose this pile with the purpley stroke lilac, I'm not sure if that's soft enough for a lilac, but it's definitely more purple than it is pink. So if you chose this feather and this pile, then this reading is your reading for the month of August 2022. As I always say, I'm not psychic, I can't tell your future, but I can tell you the stories that the cards lay out. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so in August for pile number 3, we're looking at opportunity. We're looking at opportunity, new directions, life bringing new meaning. There may be, somebody might be encouraging this in you, so somebody might be saying, you're really good at that, go ahead and do that, or why don't you actually come on this adventure with me? So there may be a hint at kind of being encouraged or influenced or tempted into a kind of journey that you might be a little bit apprehensive about, but at the moment you're in a position where you're already kind of getting those calls, so you're already getting that call to adventure, and it's coming from kind of a person or an opportunity. You're not very much, you're not firmly in the normal world. You've got one foot still in this world, but you've got one foot heading towards the other world as well, but you've not embarked on that journey. You're kind of sitting in the middle, in between at the moment, because you are feeling a little bit apprehensive. Change is fearful to a lot of people, and there may be some obstacles in the way, so there may be something that you need to resolve if you were to continue and move forward. It may be something that you need to clarify and resolve in order to do that. You might be seeing some repetitive patterns in terms of history repeating itself, so you might be seeing some of that might be making you feel a little bit kind of strange. You might be seeing some inner meanings or messages in that type of scenario. That might be something that's coming through to you at the moment. Yeah, see, exactly, cycles. So we've got old cycles ending, so it's the same as when you move from winter to Easter is probably the biggest change in terms of that, or maybe autumn to winter. No, I would say definitely winter to Easter. So you've got everything's dormant and everything's sitting still, and then suddenly everything starts to you have a period of rebirth, and everything starts to blossom and flower and open up and brighten up and illuminate and look very different on the surface. And then it all goes around again. So Easter's kind of the beginning of it, and it all goes around in a cycle again. So this is something that you're noticing at the moment, that you're observing, is history repeating itself, past cycles revolving around. You're looking to the future, and you're perhaps starting to now realise that sometimes to do that you look to the past, and it gives you an idea of how things might eventually end up, how the journey resolves. I'm going to have a look at. So you might be looking at help from a faith, or some sort of, if you have some sort of spiritual belief, or just the cosmos, or praying, or however it is you like to put your requests out there to the world and get solace and get help and get advice. That's something that you might be doing at the moment, because as I said, this area here is very much everything's open, bright and new, and you going but on this new journey, being given these opportunities, and you're halfway between one world and the next. But what's probably holding that, and why you haven't just embarked on that journey, is this area here in the middle, which may be to do with these cycles and history repeating itself, because there are some obstacles that you're facing that you need to clarify and resolve before you can push forward into the new world, if you like. And that's something that you might need to gain some guidance from elsewhere. But if you chose pile number 3, then this is the reading of the cards for August 2022. Take from it what you will, as long as it's positive, always positive, never negative, and spread some good vibes today, please. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, Mystic Princess back here again with pile number 4 of my Pick a Card August prediction reading. If you chose this pile with this rather gorgeous turquoise stroke aqua type feather, then this reading is for you. As I say, I'm not a psychic, I can't tell the future, but I can read these cards for you. So let's see what the cards say about August 2022. So travel awaits you, let your soul shine, focusing on a solution. Lovely. Okay. So, if you're looking for a romance, or you have a romance that you're wondering what sort of life will be breathed into that this month, then this is a really, this reading is really exciting in that way. So we've got somebody here that there's a road to be travelled that's waiting for them. They may have felt like they've lost their voice, or they've lost their, they haven't been voicing their opinions or their likes or their desires as much as they have done previously or would like to. They're going to be focusing a bit more on finding a solution to that, and finding a solution to be able to achieve what they want. Perhaps they're a bit of a yes person, and they need to learn how to say no a little bit more to people. But they're going to be looking at focusing on solutions for this, to navigate distractions to get what they want. There may be somebody who may be looking at manifestation techniques this month, but they're definitely looking to focus on certain areas, and there's some new love forming as a result of it. So this may be an existing relationship that's going to have some new life breathed into it. This may be a new person coming to the fray. Let me have a... Yeah, see, straight away, Lovers. Knight of Wands. Okay, so I've got a possible fire sign coming into the mix. It's just what the cards say. It might not be the case, but we're looking at somebody here that may be a little bit sparky. They may be a little bit creative, perhaps a little bit impatient, but they want to achieve things. They're a dynamic, vibrant type of energy, and that's something that this person who's experiencing August and may have picked the pile is going to be really excited by. And we're looking at a really pleasant union, the beginning of a really enjoyable love affair. So it's someone who's perhaps been beavering away and working quite a lot, and it's now going to put some of that attention into their life progression, their soul journey, their romantic journey, and I wanted a healing card. In the past, they may have been somebody who was prone to blaming themselves for experience that they had. They may have been somebody that said, why me? Why does this always happen to me? Why do I always choose that sort of person? Why do I always get myself into this situation? That sort of thing. So this is something that they're focusing on a solution for, to move away from that. And that's why I think I was getting that manifestation vibe earlier, because there may be somebody who's starting to do a lot of work in that area where they're practicing affirmations. They're retraining themselves perhaps on their own internal desires and that sort of thing. So if you chose pile number 4, this could be what you're doing at the moment. This could be a journey that you're going on, and there could be a holiday. I do see the possibility of a holiday with a really kind of get up and go type of love interest that might be coming into the mix here. There might be some time spent on a beach or around some water, but again, that's going a little bit too deep, and that's not something I tend to do too much of. But I think this is really, there's definitely promise of romance here in this story. Again, it doesn't mean that will be the case for you, but if you are in a relationship, you might be looking at breathing new life into that. If you're not, you might start to see an approach from somebody who's not going to be backward and coming forward. I'll say that they're definitely more a pursuant type of person than one is pursued, and that might then lead to a trip away somewhere, or some type of instigation, some type of journey that you'll be going on together. So that's my prediction for pile number 4. For the month of August. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. I'm releasing new videos all of the time about many different things, so it's really helpful for me to know what you like, what you've enjoyed, what you'd like to see more of, and I can kind of focus my efforts in that area. But yeah, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and I will see you all for my next video, hopefully. Thank you. Bye bye.